Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I'm tackling something that seems somewhat interesting. This is actually a movie which came off of the Amazon wish list, and I'm going to assume this thing is an opera because it has opera right in the title. Of course, that really doesn't mean shit, but I'm just going to assume, which means that this is going to be the second straight episode where I'm tackling musicals, or musical-style films, which, to me, just seems a little bit odd. I never really thought I'd cover, like, back-to-back musicals. Seems kind of cool. Tonight's film is from the producers of Saw, which makes sense because it is from Twisted Pictures, which is the studio that makes the Saw films. It's called Repo, the Genetic Opera. I'm going to tell you guys, I know absolutely nothing about this save for like one or two commercials I saw on TV when this thing was running in theaters. I never actually had a chance to see a trailer. I never had a chance to see really much of anything about this. The only thing I can tell you is that I am looking at the cover and Paris Hilton is amongst the cast. Now, Paris Hilton also had a cameo in The Cat in the Hat, and I found a problem with that because Paris Hilton sucks. I don't know how big her role in this thing is. I'm hoping that it's just a small role and they have her on there for star power and all this other shit. I am also hoping that she dies a horrible, violent death. Again, since this is from the producers of Saw, I kind of have my hopes up for that. So, I am really anxious to check out this. I've never had a chance to see really anything on it, as I have stated. So this should be a fun little film. So, I actually, guys, am just going to dive like right into this. I really do not want to waste a whole lot of time here. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Repo the Genetic Opera. You know, guys, I actually would just sort of like to say this right now. I really kind of sort of like the comic book motif that they have going on here. Looks really cool. And so far, the music is fucking awesome. I actually would just like to mention this right now, guys, that even though this film is set in a seemingly dystopian, like, shithole, the city actually looks really fucking cool. I just sort of thought I'd share that quick. Alright, I actually am kind of happy that they are sticking with the comic book look here at times. It really is a nice touch. Okay, I would love to have a job as a genetic repo man. I mean, first of all, we have a really awesome we have like an awesome like costume, and you get to cut people up for a fucking living. I would love that. Then again, I also am a twisted fucker, so, you know, I guess that kind of makes sense. This actually is probably as good a time as any to mention this. I believe that blind Mag has quite possibly the creepiest eyes I've ever seen in any film. Those just, holy shit, man. Out of everybody who's in this film, the only one so far who cannot carry a fucking note is Paris Hilton. Somehow I am in no way surprised. Wait a minute. Is Blind Mag able to project shit with those creepy eyes?
How'd you do that?
That's really fucking cool, man. That was kind of different. Okay, this seems a little bit off. We had an entire opera so far, which had fantastic music. Now we have this, like, teen angsty, bubblegum, popish, rebellion rock punk bullshit. You guys can't hear this, right? This sounds horrid. Is that Joan Jett in this thing? My god, I believe that is Joan Jett making a cameo. That's fucking awesome, dude. This song here is shit, but I really like the cameo. Ow. Well, the plus side is that Paris Hilton's solo song, I think, has been cut short, and her face has fallen off. Oh, what a pity that... Oh, what a pity that her face doesn't fall off in real life. That'd actually be worth seeing. Dude, just shoot her, please. I want you to shoot Paris Hilton right in the face. Come on. She's right there, and you have a gun in your fucking hand. Just do it! Please! God damn it, he didn't fucking shoot her. Sucks. That was a fucking awesome ending. That was great. Alright. Oh, this music is so fucking awesome, too. Alright, I'm gonna stop this. So now it's time to talk about the movie. Time to talk about Repo the Genetic Opera. Just one thing, guys, I can say is, well, first of all, I really do have a minor detail which I'm going to have to cover here. This minor detail has to do with the fact that a lot of people will call this an opera, and I would almost have to debate that. Once again, guys, this is just a really minor quibble with this thing, is that according to what I've been told, operas are supposed to be 100% sung. You know, you are not supposed to have anything that even resembles spoken word in it. But this does have a handful of dialogue that is spoken instead of sung. So I'd say probably about 97% or so, and that actually is probably still under fucking cutting it a little, of the dialogue is sung, but it's not the full 100, so I wouldn't technically call it an opera under the proper definition, but guess what? That actually is just splitting hairs on a film that is just too fucking awesome for words. Yeah, guys, now before I happen to start talking about the stuff here, I will say this is quite possibly the best film I've seen in this series. I really cannot even begin to explain that. This thing has topped out Feebles, it's topped out Cannibal Holocaust, it's topped out Dead Snow, it's topped out Poultrygeist. This thing is the best film I have seen in this series, and that's saying a lot. Now, let me start off by, acting was really good across the board. Even fucking Paris Hilton's acting was good. I was kind of stunned by that. Singing, on the other hand, is a little bit of a different case, where every single person can sing really, really well, except for Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton, every single time she sings, she sounds like a fucking sick cat. And I really wish that they would have cast somebody better in that role. They could have cast almost any other creature on the planet in that fucking role, and it would have been better than Paris Hilton. But then again, I also am really biased against Paris Hilton. I hate her guts. Let's just move on from there. Writing, oh god, writing was really sound. Now, according to the credits, and also according to the back here, this thing's actually based on a stage play. Or rather, a stage musical, a stage opera, however the hell you want to put it. I don't know how the hell you'd be able to pull off this thing on stage. I mean, about the only way you could is if you cut out all of the shots which show the city, and if you cut out a lot of the really cool hologram effects which pop up everywhere. You would have to basically cheat, you have to kind of like cheat your way around that in order for this thing to work on stage, and even then, I really don't think it would have the same impact as the film does. So I just sort of thought I'd mention that because it's just kind of worth mentioning. See, writing, music. Well, seeing as how this thing is an opera, well, technically an opera, I'm not going to go into that shit again. The music is really good except for that one song. I'm going to assume, because this is the word that popped up the most in the song, 17. Now, the reason why 17 is a horrible song, at least for this film, is that is that every single piece of music before it and after it has a very similar style. It all has this same feeling and it all flows perfectly, which is what you want for a rock opera. You want everything to just kind of flow. You want it all to have a very similar sound. So we have this very, very subtle, I would almost call it industrial metal sounding kind of, or rather almost kind of sort of like a symphonic industrial metal would be kind of like a better term for it, I guess, for the whole song. And then we have this one patch, which is this like punk rock bubblegum pop mix that just feels so weird. It feels so out of place. The only thing which even saves that song in any way is the cameo by Joan Jett. And really, that song could easily have just been cut, or it could have been replaced with something that was a little bit more tonally appropriate. And it would probably have been one of the best moments in the film if it was a better song, because it basically is when our lead character finally steps up to her father and says "fuck off." That is a really powerful moment, and it's killed with this awful song. Again, though, awful for the tone of the film. The actual song was good. It just didn't work for the setting and the feel and the tone of this film. Beyond that, though, music is solid from top to bottom, except, well, once again, and I really hate to repeat myself. I'm doing it a lot with this review. Paris Hilton's singing. She actually has only a few. She only has a few bits where she actually sings. Most of those songs involve her singing with other people, so everyone else has to basically carry her performance. She has one solo song which lasts about 30 seconds, and then her face falls off, and I couldn't have been happier, because it saved me the torture of having to listen to her try to carry a song alone. Effects. Well, I actually kind of mentioned earlier, first of all, we have Paris Hilton's face falling off. Looked really great. There are just tons and tons of gore effects, which are fantastic. Again, though, that is because this is a film from Twisted Pictures, and they know how to do gore very, very well, as proven with the Saw films. So really really, I can't really look at it and go, the gore is really good, because that's all they do over there is gore. So really, I can't really grant them a point there, because it's kind of a given. Otherwise, we have these fantastic hologram effects, which are used for every single portrait, and is used for quite a few video, fucking like video screens and stuff. It looks really cool, and it really makes the film look like a pricey, expensive film, which is then kind of stunning when you find out that the film only had a budget of around $8 million or so. At least, actually, that's what I looked up earlier. Let me just see if I can get that budget again. But anyway, though, the film looks fantastic, and the shots of the city look just spectacular. I mentioned the budget. Okay, so the budget was actually $8.5 million estimated. Just sort of thought I'd toss that out there. Really, though, guys, I'm going to tell you, if you have never seen a rock opera before, there are two rock operas I know that I would highly recommend. My all-time favorite has always been The Who's Tommy. Well, it used to be The Who's Tommy. Now it's Repo. So if you've never seen a rock opera, go and try to find a copy of this and Tommy, and you'll probably love them both. But you might kind of lean towards this one, unless you're a big Who fan. At which point, well, Tommy's gonna be your, horse on that one. One final thing to mention before I happen to bug out here, because I actually taken a while on this review. Yes, there actually was a similar film to this that came out at the same time, and it was called Repo Men, and I actually got to see that film also. Repo Men was kind of dull. This thing kicked whole hosts of ass. And I would highly recommend this, honestly, to anybody who's really curious. If you guys have never seen a rock opera, if you are really into gore films, if you are really into some really dark comedy, because this thing really, really does dip into some dark humor, and I loved that. Then I would highly recommend you check out Repo. I'm gonna put this thing in my DVD collection, and I'm probably gonna watch it every couple of months. This thing was awesome. I'm also gonna have to go and download the sound. I'm gonna have to go and download the soundtrack at some point. That was how good the music was. Now, this came off of the Amazon wish list. The person who sent it in was Kariokami44, and Kari is a fantastic person. She and I have actually talked a couple of times. I would like you guys to go over to her, channel and check out her stuff. And if you happen to like it, sub her, because she really, really is talented. And once again, Kari, I thank you for this. This thing, just wow! I really had no clue this thing was going to be this good. I am really pleased. With that, folks, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.